I'm standing in what travel magazines say is Asia's original luxury hotel, the Mandarin Oriental Bangkok, where the year is perpetually 1965 and the dress code is strictly enforced until it isn't. And where the hotel's paying guests form an orderly line behind all the tourists that found out about this place from Instagram. Welcome to Luxury's Living Museum, where I'll help you decide if nostalgia is worth the nightly rate. If you're new here, I'm Don and I make videos about the world's most unique hotels so you can book your next escape with confidence. I've been in Thailand for the last few weeks searching for this country's most incredible hotels and resorts, and this is my 18th stop. The Mandarin Oriental Bangkok has been setting the standard for luxury in Thailand since 1876. For nearly 150 years, royalty, celebrities, and writers have walked these halls, making it not just a hotel, but a living piece of Bangkok's history. And if parts of the hotel feel cinematic, it's probably because they are. Parts of Season 3 of the White Lotus were filmed here, with scenes shot in the suites, the lobby, and the bamboo bar. Creator Mike White even wrote much of the Season 3 script here at the Mandarin. Most people arrive to the Mandarin Oriental by car, but we're going by boat because we were at the peninsula last night and they're right across the river from each other, so the Mandarin kindly sent over a boat to pick us up. My sister's traveling with me, and as we make the 3-minute crossing across the Chao Phraya River, I'm starting to get excited. It's been more than 20 years since I stayed here, and I know the hotel's been updated since then, so I'm curious to see how they've mixed the colonial-era bones of the original building with modern luxury. The arrival experience begins perfectly. The staff on the boat are great, as is the woman who checks us in. The check-in desk gives me the feeling like I've just stepped back in time, but in a good way. And the lobby is just like I remembered. It's been a long time and maybe they've tweaked it a bit, but this is the part that stuck with me for the past 20 plus years. This over-the-top, old school meets 60s retro vibe that I happen to love. My sense is most people will love it or hate it, but I think it's hard to deny that the Mandarin is making a statement here. And I always respect a hotel that has a strong point of view about design and isn't trying to be like everyone else. And just like that, the spell's kind of broken.
So like BMW is having some kind of corporate event here today, and some of their staff are just sitting around in the lobby. They've got their stuff all over the place. They've essentially moved in, and I'm surprised that the management hasn't said something to them.
But I am determined to give this legend a fair chance.
Things I don't love about this place is I essentially have to walk through a shopping mall to get to my room. Everywhere you go in this hotel, there is something for sale. It feels a little bit like a shopping mall.
Despite my disappointment with the commercial bits, I'm still drawn to the hotel's retro charm, and there's still a lot to see. All right, come on in and let me show you around my really fancy room. Coming down the stairs here, and it's like, as soon as I came in, I think the thing that struck me, it feels kind of refined, elegant. I couldn't decorate this way. There is a whole bunch of different things going on here. Different types of furniture, different materials, different textures. The chandelier is interesting and I really like it, but doesn't feel like it goes with the rest of the things. But for some reason, it works. So I don't know how the decorator pulled this together, but it feels really comfortable. I like these paintings and photos here on the wall. They're all different and none of the frames match, but somehow I like it. Love the little metal pieces on top of the beautiful armoire there. Kind of the sitting area here. We've got a kind of a kitchenette with a full mini bar set up. It's basically a full-size fridge. It's really nicely stocked, and a coffee station. Look, the concierge came as soon as we got our bags, and we got some free cookies and drinks, and we also got a $100 F&B voucher, early check-in, late checkout, and free breakfast. So that's all really nice. The bed, different materials. I love the old photo above the bed. I think that's really cool. And then the bathroom is small, but high quality fixtures that work really well. I think this is a really beautiful room, and yeah, I think we're going to be really comfortable here. The pool area is pretty big given how hemmed in the Mandarin is. The 80-foot pool with private cabanas is a great place to unwind, though it does feel a little less special than I'd expect at this price point. There's a full menu down here and very attentive service, and the complimentary snacks are really delicious. There are actually 2 pools here. This second pool is right next to the first one, and it has the feeling of an adults-only pool, but I didn't see any signs that said it was an adults-only pool. The Mandarin spot on the river isn't the only thing that makes this the best located hotel in Bangkok. You're also just a 10-minute walk to Bangkok's Creative Arts District, with some of Bangkok's best cafes, shops, and art galleries close by. In my What to Do in Bangkok video, I cover all of that. A hotel charging these kinds of prices should have some really great dining and drinking options. Let's start with breakfast by the river. That does not disappoint. In fact, it's one of the Mandarin's highlights. A chance to watch Bangkok wake up while enjoying one of the city's best buffets. If buffets aren't your thing, you can always order a la carte. Then there's the hotel's all-day dining spot that gets a 10 for location right on the river. But take away that water view and what are you left with? Not much. Very little character and no ambiance. The retro vibe from the lobby disappears out here, and I'm not saying it has to be vintage to work, maybe some interesting modern furniture, or maybe some Thai design, but this is just boring. But I do think they've done a really nice job here with the high tea venue in the original colonial era wing of the hotel. High tea at the Mandarin is a Bangkok institution. And by the way, hotel guests do not get any preference over outside guests here, so book early. I really like how they've maintained the historic feeling of this space. Layer in the live piano music, and this is the way to do high tea in Bangkok. Right off the lobby is this smoker's terrace that continues the retro/classy theme from the lobby. This is a space that I think really works. It feels like it belongs here. Too bad I don't smoke. Anyway, I'm giving the Mandarin high marks for inconsistency. There's also the Michelin-starred Le Normandie restaurant on top of the hotel, but it's closed today for a corporate event. Unlike most travel sites, I have no financial relationships with the hotels I review. I pay out of my own pocket, stay anonymously, and tell you exactly what it's like, the good and the bad. If you believe in honest, unfiltered travel information, you can support my work by booking your next vacation with the Swank Guide. We'll get you the lowest rates, plus perks you can't get booking yourself. You've probably figured out that I love having front row river seats. Only the peninsula can rival this central river location. So you'd think there would be a nice riverfront bar. But all there is this bar that's on the edge of the Italian restaurant. If you crane your neck to the right, you get to see the river. If your neck's injured, then you get to stare at these cheesy Italian travel posters. Tonight we're having dinner at the Mandarin's alfresco Italian restaurant called Chao.
So the food at the Italian restaurant, my starter was really nice, but this carbonara is amazing. It is really, really nice. How are your clams? Can you rate them? 7. I'm giving the carbonara like a 9. It is so good. But the venue gets maybe a 6.5. I'm surprised because the venue is underwhelming. I mean, the river is great, but
location is great.
Everything else, like the furniture and the lighting and the bar is barely average.
Did I mention that the Mandarin has a dress code in the evening? And I have zero problem with that. I think it's really nice to get dressed up sometimes. The dress code applies not just to the restaurants, but also to Bangkok's most legendary drinking and jazz venue, the Bamboo Bar. While I've only stayed at the Mandarin once before this is the third or maybe fourth time that I've been to the Bamboo Bar. And this is the part of the Mandarin that I really do love. That feeling like you've stepped right back into 1965. Not that I ever have.
Yeah, this is welcome drink non-alcoholic.
Oh, non-alcoholic. Can you bring us an alcoholic one? No?
The drinks and the music are just how I remember. But then I notice, for the fourth time tonight, that nobody's enforcing the dress code. Hotel guests like me put in the effort to dress up, only to watch tourists in shorts and flip-flops get the same warm welcome. Yeah, it's a small thing, but when you're paying these prices, these little things add up. Anyway, the drinks and the jazz are really great, and I guess that's what ultimately matters. The turn-down service, or I don't know, maybe it was the concierge, somebody came in and had thrown clothes all over the room, and they folded them up and put them nicely on the bed. I really appreciate that. It's very nice service. In terms of the highs, this room is great despite the tiny bathroom and closet space, and the service is excellent most of the time. I especially love the retro 60s vibe. And the location's still pretty unbeatable with front row river seats. The restaurants here are pretty boring from a design perspective, and the fact that there's no outdoor bar on the river, at least no decent outdoor bar on the river, I think is a huge miss. And also, the non-hotel guests have kind of taken over the place. And the fact that the strict dress code is arbitrarily enforced can be really frustrating at times. My advice, have drinks at the Bamboo Bar and stay at the Peninsula. If you've enjoyed this video, the best way you can support me is by subscribing and giving it a thumbs up and sharing my channel with a friend. It really helps. Thanks. My next stop is at the Four Seasons Bangkok, and I have a feeling that the Four Seasons is going to make the Oriental look a bit dated. Check it out here. Thanks for watching, and see us in the next video. The pillows are very nice. They get a 9. Good night.